I don't think it is, man. I think it's going to be very complicated. And I know the liberal corporate media is just waiting for a situation to happen, like a child being separated from her parents or something like this. And they're just going to pounce all over it. And they're going to push their dirty little narrative 24/7. That's why it's so important to get over on the platforms who are allowing free speech, X, okay, to push back on that narrative. Because I called that all along. Number one, I think there's going to be a legal immigrant uprising when these deportations start to happen. You're going to see the radical left with Antifa and all these other clowns start to do things in the cities and riot and everything else. They're going to do that. They're just not going to sit back. For those of you who are watching right now that thinks everything's just going to be hunky-dory and everything's going to be just fantastic, it's going to get worse before it gets better. They're just not going to pick up their ball and go home. And that's one thing that happens when you lose, all right? For those of you out there who are participating in sports, when you lose against a team, you get pretty hungry. You're not going to lose the next game. You're going to do everything in your power to beat that team. You're going to work harder than you ever did before. You're going to watch more film. You're going to do some things to try to put you in the best position of winning that didn't work the first time around. That's what the Democrat Party is going to do. Now, watching them double down on these very radical ideas like the trans garbage with gender transitioning kids, which I don't agree with allowing men and women's sports and boys and girls locker rooms and restrooms. I don't agree with any of that. If they continue to double down on that, that's going to inhibit their success here in the future. But the illegal immigrant stuff, the corporate media, the left is going to wait for something to happen, and then they're going to push out a narrative, and that's why it's important for us to push back. But hey, if you came in here illegally, hey, you should be deported. You can come back in here legally, come into an entrance and get vetted. But that's what the Biden administration, these radical Dems have done. They put all of our safety at risk, and it's these Venezuelan gangs in the state of Michigan. They're in Rochester now. I just posted a graphic that Matt Maddock posted the other day with the gang signs and tags everywhere, spray painted on buildings and other objects and stuff. They're basically claiming territory. And our nanny governor continues to get on and talk about women's rights and transgender day and everything else, instead of being what a governor should do is lead and say, hey, look, good luck trying to set up shop in Michigan. We are going to hunt you down and we are going to deport you. But we don't get that strength from the governor. We get sunshine and rainbows with the radical leftist cult that she is so passionate about, along with women's rights or reproductive rights, even though it's already been passed here in the state of Michigan. They continue to double down like President Trump is going to take it away.